Welcome to our online late night talk show. My name is Irfan NAUFAL. My metric number is 23DLS20F2029, and I am the host of tonight's story with Irfan. Today we are going to invite a man who was going viral last week because this man has helped people in settling many domestic violence cases. Please welcome our guest Luqman. Luqman, you may introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Luqman. My metric number is 23DLS20F2009. As everyone may already know, I've been handling many cases of domestic violence and abuse. So today we're going to talk about what is domestic violence and why it happens to many people, especially among those married couples.
So Luqman, can you tell to those people out there what they need to know about domestic violence and why is it such being a crucial issue to today's generation?
Actually, this case has been occurred since the existence of humanity. But first, I'm going to tell about the definition of domestic violence. Domestic violence refers to the violent or aggressive behavior within the home, typically involving the violent abuse of a spouse or partner. I can tell you too. The first one is some researchers agree on status of housewives has been equated with female powerlessness. In other words, a housewife or a man who solely breadwinner may reflect male dominance. Okay, now let's move on to the next factor. Abusers may feel this need to control their partner because of low self-esteem, extreme jealousy, difficulties in regulating anger, and other strong emotions, or when they feel inferior to the other partner in education and socio-economic background.
I totally agree on you, Luqman. I think I've got my own perception of the cause of domestic violence, which is alcohol and drugs. A drunk or high person will be less likely to control his or her violent impulses towards their partner. So keeping such drinking or drug use episodes to a minimum may be available for a person living in a domestic violence situation.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now let's talk about the effects of domestic violence. The victim of this situation will experience emotional and physiological trauma, emotional health, including depression, shame, anger, and suicide. Furthermore, violence and the threat of violence at home creates fear and can destroy family environments and lead to the breakup of families.
I'm sure we can all agree on that too. While the effects on community are higher rates of alcohol and other drug use, and a mental health problem, not to mention that these abusers are making their way right to the prison. Children are also being the victims of this situation. Studies show that living with domestic violence can cause physical and emotional harm to children and young people in many ways.
Okay, now let's talk about the moral values that we can get from domestic violence, shall we? Alright, the first value is basic human rights. We all have the right to live free from violence, and children's right to safety is paramount. Another value is respect. People should learn how to respect and treat their partner well to avoid misunderstanding between each other. And the last one is happiness, because that is what all people always try to achieve, contentment in their lives. So domestic and family violence shouldn't have happened in the first place.
A brilliant explanation we hear from you, Luqman. Alright, I think we're almost getting to the end of the talk show today. You know, there is always a solution when there is a problem.
Absolutely, I think I have an idea. The best solution to domestic violence is to get our community educated. This can be done by creating a campaign to encourage the society to learn about domestic violence and its impact and how to intervene safely. And based on my personal view, I would suggest that we should check in regularly. If we feel for our friend, coworker, classmate or family member life, call or text them once a day at a random time to see if they all are alright. If it's our neighbor, keep an eye out on the house, and our ears, precaution for any signs or sounds of violence.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for our topic with our special guest today. Thank you to you, Luqman, for coming to this show, and many thanks to all people who join these live streams. I'm wishing good night to you everyone. and see you again in the next story with Irfan.